All right. Welcome in hour two.
Don't mean to rhyme. I do it all the time.
Jacob's out of here. The Oval Office called. He's got to go over there. He's got one more dance tonight, and then he's done.
He just pieced out. What the heck?
That's the way it works, man. He got his wide receiver talk in, and he's out, man. That's how he rolls, you know. So this news here, we'll get to some more. Should have hit the bye guys. We'll get to some more prospects here in a second. I just want to hit this as it came in on the Twitter timeline. Anthony Campanelli getting looked at here in Jacksonville. Matt Schneidman tweeted, the Jaguars announced they interviewed Packers linebacker coach and defensive run game coordinator Anthony Campanelli for their defensive coordinator opening. So if you guys have heard if there's a decision that's been made on that, put it in the chat, okay? I imagine they're still somewhat early in the process, but I didn't even think about this, guys. The run defense got a lot better, and typically when we think run defense, I'm guilty of it. At least maybe you guys aren't. I think defensive front, the defensive line, right? Linebackers obviously play a huge role in that. Anthony Campanelli was the defensive run game coordinator. We give Jeff Hafley all the credit for fixing the run game. What if it's Campanelli that's just an absolute stud? Stop it, run. You know what I'm saying?
You never know what's going to happen until that coach leaves. I mean, we're going to see what happens to the Lions, but if we don't want him to go. We were so excited that we were able to bring in that guy with that kind of talent and that kind of background to be able to coach them. I wouldn't want to lose him right now. Let's get another year under the belt. Obviously, I want him to succeed, but the defense really started gelling there towards the end. And like you said, you can't always give it to Hafley. It's definitely a team effort there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would just tell him, like, hey man, you can coach with Tupac LaFleur, you can stay here. You got Suge Hafley in there, or you can end up with Mr. Duval down there,
Duval.
Campanelli, I bet Campanelli told his wife, he said, listen, I promise I'm not going to work for that knucklehead. I'm just going to try to get some more money in Green Bay. Let me go down here and interview. I'll be right back. I promise.
Yeah, and then he walks into the office and they're like, okay, what do you want? How much do you want?
Right.
We'll make it happen. Because
right.
I agree. I think we made strides in the run defense with Coach Camp being out there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's move it along here. Again, just wanted to hit on that real quick. Keep an eye on that. Everybody say a quick prayer tonight and make sure that Coach Camp stays in Green Bay. I think he done a hell of a job with the linebackers. Adrian Cooper, man,
Yep.
Here we go. Coach Lynn Quay started playing much better, plus the emergence of Adrian Cooper, getting the most out of McDuffie. Again, man, you got to tip your cap to Coach Camp, and I'm sure that's what the Jaguars are seeing in him, right?
Yep.
All right, let's move on to another prospect here, gang.
Ooh.
And, this one's interesting. Armand Mimbo, I think is how you pronounce his name. I'll try to keep that pause for a second.
Yeah.
Said, might be my favorite offensive lineman in this year's draft. Great footwork, is so versatile. Watching some of his highlights earlier, and we got several tape we can hit on here if you guys want to. But Ryan Roberts was the one who put the original tweet out. And he said there's a lot of Isaiah Wynn in Missouri right tackle, Armand Mimbo, number 79. Odd body type for an offensive tackle, but there's some in the NFL who look like him to stick outside. If not, he's a starting guard on the next level. So he's got some versatility as well. So Mimbo, as we look on our board, Amelia, I looked earlier, and he is really high if I remember correctly.
Yes.
We got him in the 12 spot, right?
Yeah, and on that same move the sticks, DJ was talking. He is the most technically sound tackle in this draft. He was saying that he just has that kind of skill to him, that sort of that sort of approach, technique, all that. And he said someone's going to get a good player out of that guy. So I'd need to dive into some of the tape of him still. But from what I've seen, the dude's a machine out there. Let me see some of those one-on-one reps with Mike Green or James Pierce. That's kind of what we're looking at. You know what I mean?
Here he is, right tackle, number 79. Let's watch him do work. Look at this.
The feet.
Get on the ground.
Feet. They jump out at you.
Yeah, I love that. Even though he's pass blocking, like once he got a hold of that edge rusher there, was that Florida State?
Mm-hmm.
Once he grabbed a hold of the edge rusher, he just pancakes him. Like, let me just go for a touch.
Watch how technically sound, meaning look how low he stays the entire time. Look versus 52. Watch 52 stand up and get blown back, and then watch Mimbo stay low, keep his base under him, feet wide, and he just pushes the dude onto the ground. I mean, that's a complete. You see the tale of two cities right there.
Oh, no doubt. And what he's talking about here is if you look at 52 playing left tackle, see how high he is? He's really, really tall, getting pushed
Stand
back.
up. Yeah, you can't stand up right away. I mean, 79, you can barely see the number. Dude's kind of hunched over, leaning forward.
Yeah, great rep there. Let's go to the next one. Here he is again at at right tackle, number 79. Getting outside, look at him fighting through, walking him right around. Another pancake look like, right? Just great footwork, great recovery here, right? Because the guy tries to use a little bit of a bull and then a rip, right? A little bull, rip, bull, rip.
Good hand fighting on that, though.
Yes, sir.
Got good hands, too. Good hands and good feet.
What's his feet?
Tim, he was saying, I don't even need to hold like in the NFL. Let me just pancake this guy for you real quick. Back to backs.
Yeah, with just a right arm right to the sternum, too. Look at that. Boom.
Just lifted him.
Yeah, that's impressive. Let's move on to the next
one. Yeah, it was one hand on the chest, and he pushed the dude over. That's I like to see that.
Clay, you're right about the feet, though. The feet and the hips. He's like shifty. Real shifty.
Look at how low he is. He's literally lower than the center.
Man. Yeah.
He's lower than the center right now. It's looked like AT&T raising the bars right here.
Here's the other thing. This looks like a zone setup here. All right, we're going to go slow motion. Let's go half speed. I think this is a zone run. Watch everybody get out. Look how far he gets out. Look at him on 4. Just engulfs him. Right?
Extend. Yep.
Great job. So, yeah, looking good there in the run game as well. Here he is again on another pass set. Great recovery there, right? That kick step, too. Watch his kick step, right? Kick step's not over egregious, right? Just kind of, all right, let him take yourself out.
His feet are so much faster. Even watching 74, like the dude right next to him, 74, like Mimbo chops his feet 3-4 times before 74 makes his next step. I mean, it is. Yeah. The dude has quick feet. What do we always talk about? That makes a good lineman.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's the most important thing. It really is. The thing I'm interested in checking out with Mimbo is look for the 10-yard split in the 40-yard dash when we get to the combine. I think that's really going to pop for him. And here's what's crazy is if it doesn't pop, the tape disagrees, right? But if it does pop, he's going to pop up, no pun intended, on a lot more radars, right? So with different teams, he's sitting in the 12 spot right now. People are going, how the hell would we have a shot at getting him at 23? The consensus big board had him at 36. PFF big board had him at 20. So I think it's going to be tough for him to last that long to us at 23. Mm-hmm. But if he does, this feels like another Jordan Morgan pick here, boys. Yeah. I can see what he's doing it. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. Again,
do we have him higher than Kelvin Banks on our board? Where do we have on our board?
Kelvin Banks, we've gotten the 7 spot. So he is, he's the best tackle in the draft according to our board. Okay. Mimbo is listed as an interior offensive lineman, but we definitely got to put a V next to him, Emilio. Versatility, right?
Oh, I can put him at offensive tackle. I mean,
PFF's got him listed as a
Let me pull him up. Yeah, I was going to say, let me pull him up on PFF because it could have just been when he came across in the data. That's how they had him labeled.
I got you. And again, go give Ryan Roberts a follow as Emilio's looking that up at Rise in Draft on X. Okay, at Rise, the letter N Draft. He's the one who posted these videos on Twitter. Appreciate him taking the time to do that. He says compact frame, natural power, smooth mover. So yeah, that's a dude that keep your eye on Mimbo if he drops for sure. So anything
they have him as a tackle, so I'll change him in here.
Yeah, let's put him at
tackle. Gets the green too.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Now he'll be lit up green. So, all right. Moving along here to the next one. We got to watch this video because it will get a copyright. It was put together by the University of Tennessee. I just tweeted out, Emilio, you wasn't here for the morning show. We did a mock draft. You probably caught a little bit of it. You hopped in afterwards when we went off the air. That's right. We did a mock draft using Daniel Jeremiah's mock, right? And James Pierce fell all the way to 32 where Kansas City took him. That is wild.
Yeah, that would be hard to see. I mean, the dude was a freak. He really was. And like they run pretty sure they run a 4.25. So he's got to set the edge. He's got to hold contain. He's got to rush the passer. Everything we're kind of asking our D line to do, this, he's kind of done there.
Yeah. So I just said Daniel Jeremiah has James Pierce Jr. fallen all the way to the 32nd pick in this year's draft. If he is there when the Packers pick at 23, it's going to be hard to pass up on him. So that was a really, really cool experiment we did earlier there. And walking through that mock draft, we got another one ready that we can do that's through the 33rd team. So probably won't have time to do it tonight, but we may do that again tomorrow, Tim. I really enjoyed that. I don't know if you did, man, but I thought that was awesome just to kind of see who's available when we pick based off of someone else's mock draft.
Yeah,
you know,
it was really cool to do. It's like a walkthrough with Daniel Jeremiah's board, and it kind of gives you a different perspective because you kind of vacillate between trying to like ignore all that data and ignore all that opinion and try and form your own. But then, you have to look at some of the trusted sources to really get into, the alternative angles, because there were some picks on Daniel Jeremiah's board that I think we totally lined up with. And then there was some that kind of threw us for a loop and caught us by surprise. And that's why doing those draft exercises are so cool. So I think, adding, the perspective of the 33rd team will be just as interesting for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. So another player that's kind of popped up here too, that's been available when we do the mock drafts, and he was definitely available when Daniel Jeremiah did his mock draft, is Jack Sawyer, obviously edge defender out of Ohio State, team captain, all that stuff. Seems like people either love him or they hate him. There's nothing in between, right? And most of the people that hate him, they're Michigan fans. But I had asked here, Packer fans, how would you feel about taking Jack Sawyer with the 23rd pick? As James Foster on X at No Flags Film said, this is the best 3-game stretch of Jack Sawyer's career as a pass rusher. He's hit a completely different gear in the playoffs. So I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to, steal his work. Obviously, he's got things highlighted and things like that on the video. But the fact that he played his best football, according to James Foster here, when it meant the most, I don't know about you guys, but that matters to me. That's a dude that raises his game when the season's on the line. That's a dude you want rushing the quarterback on third down. Now, I asked that question. There may be some vulgarity in here, so I apologize. Let's see what the chat said or what Twitter responded when I asked, would you take him at 23? Our boy, the kid 88 said, do it, right? Eric Pinnaker says, I like it. Brunelli Sports says, hard no. Nate says, yes, yes, yes. He said, I don't think they would. I wish they would have drafted DeJean and Ladd too, but that didn't happen. Cooper has been a great addition to linebacker, though. Landon Jundal on Twitter says, if the Packers take him, he will be another LVN. If they pass on him, he'll be the next TJ Watt, just how it goes. So there you go. I feel that. And then Marcus says, only if one of the current edge players leaves. Until then, I stay with cornerback plus defensive tackle round 1 and 2. Emanan, I guess how you say it, said, need testing numbers, but I'd be fine with most any pass rushing help. Lovesland says, I personally think he's slow and benefited from a D that had a ton of good talent. That could be the case. Could be the case. The real Junkie McGee, not the fake Junkie McGee, the real Junkie McGee, said he's all in on it. Ruz says, yes, sure, just as long as he's not a whiny little B word, like when he lost to Michigan. There's one of those Michigan ones. I'm going to give it a like there, okay? Aiden Hutchinson 2.0, Mike Hebring says, Packer super fan. All right, so he's saying, hey, it might be the next Aiden Hutchinson here. Flex says, I would be good with it as long as we get to draft Isaiah Bond with the second pick we have. And he's laughing about it. So obviously you got an Isaiah Bond fan in there. Under Review says, love it, top-end talent that brings it every play. And that's the thing that stood out to me about Jack Sawyer. His entire college career was high-motor player, right? Seems like a Packer guy. So, yeah. And then Trey must be a Michigan fan. He said, hell nah. Custon says, can he play cornerback?
Oh, boy, here's another Michigan fan. Holy cow.
He's overrated, please. No. Also, FOSU. So there you go. I'm going to give it a like anyway. It was vulgar. Okay, I appreciate his enthusiasm.
It's going to be 23, though. I'm just going to, DiCaprio factor.
He's going to be 23, you said?
23, yeah.
Hey, Devontae Wyatt was 24, right?
That's right.
So Goody might have changed his top, Tim. You never know, right?
Hey,
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
All right. Up next, Kenneth Grant, Emilio. Kenneth Grant. We talked about him. Is he the second best defensive lineman on our board?
Here's the guy.
Right. Yep.
When we say defensive
him and
lineman,
Walter Nolan fighting.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They're tied, right? So tied for second. When we say defensive line guys, we're talking interior defensive linemen. When we say edge, that will be your defensive ends, right? So when we say defensive linemen, they may be able to play edge, but we see them more as a 3-tech than anything, right? And if we do get one, which I haven't seen any, Emilio, I don't know about you, if we get one that's a true 1-tech, just a traditional nose tackle, we'll try to mention that. But last year, people were trying to put Tavondre Sweat in that true nose position, right? And boy, oh boy, he came out and played his ass off in the 3-tech, the 1-tech, all over the defensive line on the interior. So you got to kind of be careful with that coming out of college. But anyway, Andy on Twitter, it's his handle is at CU Andy with 2 Y's, said Michigan defensive tackle Kenneth Grant is perhaps the biggest, strongest player in the 2025 draft. Big body lineman with a ton of tools. His size is able to eat up blocks, draws a lot of double teams, disrupt run lanes, plays with good – what was it he said here? I lost it now. Plays with good gap integrity. Grant is getting big first-round looks, so it looks like Grant's probably going to end up in the first round. You see him on this rep right here.
I would almost guarantee it, dude. That dude is a freak.
Yeah, there he is playing nose, and watch him bounce out on that TT. That's crazy athleticism. You see what I'm talking about? Watch, he's playing 0-tech, and watch him.
Wow.
Yep.
That is nuts.
Yeah, he crossed 2 gaps in like one motion. It's crazy.
Yeah. And again, you could tell the design there was for him to contain on the outside, right? And boy,
yeah, that's right. I mean, if he doesn't get there, then there's a running lane for the quarterback here. You can see it.
Definitely.
He really dusted that guard too. That was crazy.
Definitely. So just a nice little piece of film there from Kenneth.
And you know what I like is seeing that after we know that he was next to Mason Graham. So I want to see that he can get past people, has that explosion, all that. And I mean, he is quick, and he was the under guy on the loop. So he's the one that's not even supposed to be making it there. He's supposed to be,
that's right,
just trying to fight through and take up a guy.
Yep, no doubt. So Kenneth Grant, obviously getting some attention there. He's going to be a first-round pick. There's no doubt in my mind. I think Walter Nolan will too, to be honest with you. I think that when you get past Walter Nolan, I think there's a chance that the Tyleik Williams makes it to the second round, right? Tyleik Williams, TJ Sanders,
Deion Walker,
Derek Harmon, Deion Walker, exactly, Tim. Those dudes probably looking into the second round, I would imagine. So, all right, here we go. I said Walter Nolan and Mike Green making waves at the Senior Bowl. So again, who sticks out, right? We're talking about all these prospects that are going to be playing in the Senior Bowl, the practice and all that good stuff. On Twitter, at JT Runke, I think I'm saying that right, at JT_RUHNKE. Go give him a follow. Senior Bowl notes, day one. I love these type of tweets right here. Mike Green really impressed me today. He's a little undersized, but man, he can win with his bend. So huge there for Mike Green. Obviously, we already talked about, what was he, 248, I think it was, something like that. So a little bit undersized. This cornerback class here leaves a lot to be desired along with the wide receivers. So his initial takeaway is it's a weaker wide receiver and cornerback class. Deion Walker, Walter Nolan, both are first-round D tackles, big, powerful, and physical. Tim, is this your burner, sir?
No. No, and I just said Deion Walker could possibly fall to the second round. So he's – don't get me wrong. I'm definitely high on Deion Walker. Obviously just the way he jumps off the film, but like I could see him being someone we could end up getting without having to, move mountains. He could be on the board if we don't stick and pick at the first round and take a guy like a Walter Nolan or something. But I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah. More attention for Deion Walker, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it is. It's really interesting, man. It is. Because you can't coach size, right? Like that's something you've either got or you don't. His wingspan was 7 foot. Emilio, did you hear us talking about that earlier today?
Yeah, that's
7-foot wingspan, bro.
No, hold on. And this isn't my burner because I would never talk about the receiver class like that.
That's true. That's very true. So, what do you think, Emilio? I mean, we got Deion Walker. Where do we have him at on our board here? Let's take a quick look. So I know he's a little bit lower, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
and it's because of the PFF grade, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, well, he's significantly lower, if I remember correctly. Where is he at? Here we go. Tim, you might want to step away for a second, okay? We've got Deion Walker in the 128 spot.
Wow.
He said,
Sorry, Tim. Sorry.
Wow.
listen, we don't make the rules. Now, here's the deal, though. Jaden Reed effect. We had Jaden Reed probably around that same range, right? And people are going, why are you comparing Deion Walker, 6'7", to little Jaden Reed, right? Let me tell you why. Because we had him significantly lower on our board, and Goody surprised everybody. Traded back twice to get him, right? And afterwards, it's like, what did he see in Jaden Reed? Because obviously at Pop, he's led the Packers in receiving the last 2 years. He was an instant success in Green Bay, was a contributor right off the bat, which is rare to be a rookie wide receiver and come out and play like that, especially as a second-round pick. Well, it was the year prior to the year he came out, the year prior to his final year in college, he popped, right? Same thing here with Deion Walker. He was the 43rd highest graded defensive tackle in 2023. Right. Well, in 2024, he was 257th. Now, we uncovered this earlier, Emilio, on the show that me and Tim did. Played a lot more one tech this year than he did last year. So really, really just dominated in the 3 tech and was asked to play nose, probably play a little touch spot, a little, hey, let's control 2 gaps right there in the middle type thing.
Right.
So, yeah. Anything you want to add to that in terms of Deion Walker?
No, man. I just, the dude is a physical freak. Like you said, it's probably right up our alley. And just, it's who do we think is going to fit best now moving forward in the 4-3? Previously, we've been drafting for a 3-4, so we're kind of working in a little bit of new territory. At least we're still looking at, talent and explosiveness and performance and all that. But still, you're asking Hafley, what does he want more and all that? I wouldn't be opposed to Deion at all. Well, Walter Nolan, I think another thing DJ was saying was like, what have the Eagles done every year, even if they don't need it? They've picked somebody for the line, offense or defense. I mean, they're drafting for line no matter what. You're always trying to bolster that, and that's how you just compete. I mean, you can keep competing if you can, field a good line offensively and defensively.
Yep. Yeah. That's why Walker's so intriguing, right? He's barely 21, and then he's got the size and the strength that he's got. And yeah, there's some things that he's put on film that are, a little less than desirable, but I don't think there's anything we've seen there on the negative side that's not, something he can work on or be coached out of, or, get to the next level and, learn new habits and build new skill sets. You got to take a look at a guy like this. I'm not saying you swing for the fences and, move mountains to try and get him. But, the question I keep having is, let's assume Goody sticks and picks in the first round. Right. Let's leave the names and the ratings out of it. What position group is he going to go with that first pick? And I think if it's defensive tackle, it's probably going to be a Walter Nolan type of guy if we're going to pick at that position group in the first round. Otherwise, I'm content with a Deion Walker possibly falling to us in the second or even third round. We talked about CJ West, and we talked about that Cam Horsley from Boston College. We talked about some of these, Alfred Collins, Derek Harmon. There's some other guys that, we can still, get our hands on in this draft at that position group. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are. Where do you think he would go D-line in the first round, or do you think it'd be like edge or O-line?
You talking about Goody?
Yeah, like if he stayed and picked for sure and didn't trade down or trade up.
I think if you got one of these top tier guys, if his board lines up with ours, and it probably won't, but let's say it did, and you had a James Pierce Jr. fall to you, someone like that, yeah, I think he's going with that. And then, like you said, come back in the second round and draft a Deion Walker. Hey, you feel pretty damn good about that, right? Again, though, we gotta think about why did we get beat against Philly. There's multiple reasons, obviously, but Which, by the way, can we just take a second to appreciate the fact the Packers stayed in that game the way they did, considering how Washington ended up just getting boat raced? Like, are we allowed to talk about that or no?
Yeah.
No, we're probably not allowed to. So I don't even know why. No, but that's the truth, Clayton. It really is. I mean, when I didn't even know what the score was. I was changing the brakes, and by the time I pulled it up, I saw 55, and I was just astonished the fact that one, they kind of let it happen. I mean, you just don't want to see the quit. It's the end of your season. You saw how much emotion was on our sideline. You saw it with TJ Slayton. You saw it with Jaden Reed. Everybody was trying to get everybody. You turn it on for those kind of games, and not having it is that's tough to see.
Really is, man. Caleb Daniels here with us. Oh, where I was going with that, I'm sorry. We'll get to the super chat, but why did we get beat? I felt like it was more about the offensive interior trenches, right? So let's say, as JT says here in this tweet, player of the day was Gray Zabel, right? Let's say he falls right in our lap. That would really help the aspect of our offense, that and getting Jordan Morgan back, right? That would really help our offense and why we got beat by the Philadelphia Eagles. It probably puts you a little bit closer to beating this year's Eagles team. Now, next year, they may be even better, right? And ironically, Daniel Jeremiah has them taking another defensive tackle in the first round, which makes all the sense in the world. They just continue to just build the depth on that defensive line. It's huge. So, that's the way I kind of see it, Tim, is like the only problem I have with, let's say, an edge falls to us, we take them, then we go Deion Walker second round. Now we're looking at the third or fourth round to try to get somebody to help fix that offensive line, right? So it's
right.
But again, you've got to take the best player available, right? And if that could be at 23, James Pierce could be sitting there, Walter Nolan could be sitting there, hell, Kenneth Grant could be sitting there, and Goody looks up and Gray Zabel is the best on the board. He may go there, right?
Yeah.
So you just never know. Caleb Daniels with the super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Sorry for the delay here. He said, thoughts on Ted Ginn Jr.'s NFL career. It's funny that you mentioned that because Ted Ginn, on the surface, I think of Ted Ginn was a great returner, right? I don't know if you guys agree or not. His best years statistically, I just took a quick gander here, from 2015, 2016, and 2017, 739 yards receiving with 10 touchdowns, 752 yards receiving with 4 touchdowns, 787 yards receiving with 4 touchdowns. That's kind of in that Jaden Reed area that we've seen the last 2 years, right?
Yep.
So you got to take that into consideration. And here's the thing. Ted Ginn was a much better kick returner than Jaden Reed. So I'm sitting over here talking about I feel like Jaden Reed has played really well, and I know he eclipsed 800 yards this year and missed a couple games in the process. But, yeah, Ted Ginn Jr., man, when I think of him here, Caleb, and, again, thank you for the super chat, I think of a great kick returner and someone who contributes on offense too. That's the first thing that comes to mind. You guys got anything you want to add to the Ted Ginn Jr. talk there? It's kind of a random question. I like those random questions, though, because it takes me back a few years,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just pulling up his numbers, 2015 was probably his best year for sure. Mm-hmm. And he had a long career too. You know, I'm not going to hold it against him that he played 6 games for the Bears before he retired. We won't hold that against him at all. But no, those Carolina seasons, he was probably his best ball. But definitely a good return man. And in a receiver standpoint, he's kind of like, he wasn't jumping off the board with touchdowns every year. But man, was he reliable at times. And he was always the guy you'd see on the highlight reel making the clutch catch when you needed that first down or when you needed that late score in a game. But Ted Ginn Jr., man, he was fun to watch in his prime for sure.
Yeah. I think I remember him most at his Carolina years when he was kind of really tearing it up. But he was a speed demon. Return guy would be where I would put him. I kind of remember working the slot a lot. Would always want to try to get him on the team on Madden, Clay. Yeah, that would always be one you'd go for.
Oh yeah, you know what it is, man. Dagger all day. Catch him in cover one man, put it on the outside shoulder, and let him run the freaking moon. Right. We'll see you. We'll see you down there in a minute. We'll catch up in a second. Yep. Go ahead and take it in for 6. So, thank you for the super chat, Caleb. Appreciate it. Since he brought up a wide receiver from the past there, in this tweet, JT says Tez Johnson, Xavier Restrepo, and Ty. Is it Ty or Tay? Do you think there? Probably.
I think it's Ty. T-A-I. I think it's
Ty Felton had some really consistent days today. We'll look to see them build on it throughout the week. The player of the day, of course, was Gray Zabel, which we talked about. So Gray Zabel kind of still in the show right now, boys. I'm excited about it. We'll see how far he makes it. All right, let's move along to the next tweet here. As long as it don't reset, we should be good. All right. Here we go. We got Wyatt Malum is another offensive lineman here that has been sticking out a little bit. I said showing a little dog in him here. You see he gets into a little bit of a scuffle. I don't know about you boys, but I like this on the offensive line. I want
West Virginia, yeah. I got him on the short list.
Yep. So
it's nice to see the piss is hot with that one. I like it.
Seriously.
Gets in a little fight there. What's that, Emilio?
I said seriously, I like to see that. I mean, the dude's got a little bit of dog in him, a little bit of bite.
Yeah.
Because all these kids are fighting for their NFL lives right now, right? They're all fighting to get exposure. They're all trying to get, their draft stock through the roof. Some are willing to fight more than others, apparently. So I like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find him here on the big board too without searching, Emilio.
He is 18th. He's right below Mike Green.
Ooh, is he really? So yeah, Wyatt Malum, offensive tackle. We got him marked as a left tackle from West Virginia. He's in the 18 spot, right? Like you said, right below Mike Green. PFF grades in 2022, he was the 77th highest graded tackle. Then he jumped to 23rd in 2023. And then this year he jumped all the way to 2. Tim, this dude has gotten significantly better every year. He was the second highest graded tackle in all of college football last year.
Yep.
PFF Big Board has him at 35. Consensus Big Board has him at 42. We got him at 18. If he's sitting there at 32, boys, look out.
91.1 PFF grade. He's a pure tackle, though. He's
right.
100% tackle, basically a left tackle. Correct?
Yeah. And like I said, he got the piss is hot here. I like it, man. Like you see the other dude kind of working a little bit overtime. Oh, you want to shove me? All right, let me hit you.
Okay, we're not giving up on this rep. That's one of those where when you split, all the guys on your team are hype. Screaming at us, let's go. It's game time sort of thing.
Yeah,
love to see
it looks like me and Lincoln fighting over the last hot dog. You know what I mean? We ain't playing around.
You tried to give him the straight arm, and Lincoln knew how to beat that. He went around the outside.
This damn German Shepherd, boys, he packs a punch. It is hilarious. He stands up. I taught him tween. I'd say tween, and he'll come between my legs from the back, right? And he'll kind of stand in that position where he's, almost at attention, right? So now he started to go through the other way and let me scratch his back, right? And he's so tall, I've got to lift one leg up. He can't walk between my legs now. He's so tall. But he's obsessed with smacking people. He'll just walk in the room and he'll be all calm. He's the chillest dog. And he'll just knock something out of your head. It's hilarious, man. So, yeah, he's a good pup. But, boy, I had to show him real quick who's the alpha in the house. And there was a couple of times as I was showing him who's the alpha, I was thinking, God, I hope he don't buck on me. I don't know if I can handle this stuff.
Yeah.
So, luckily, we got him bluffed right now. Next, Walter Nolan again. Some of these are going to be mentioned multiple times because there was just so many reports coming out. Walter Nolan on the radar as Easton Butler confirmed the Packers met with Ole Miss defensive tackle Walter Nolan at the Senior Bowl. Just wanted to, that's where
the cheese
emoji came from. We'll show you guys that before we wrap up.
There's two. So there's two in the top 20 so far that Packers have met with.
And what are their positions, Amelia?
That would be Kenneth Grant D-line, Walter Nolan D-line.
Telling you, man, we nailed the needs. While many people were screaming, edge defender, we need a corner, we got to get a number one wide receiver, we were going, boys, 3-tech, and it looks like Goody's all over it. With that being said, he'll probably take a safety, and we won't even draft a defensive lineman. So usually how that pans out. Up next, you've got here a tape from Trevor Sikkema, who has Gray Zabel here again, and you see him kind of fight. I mean, that's a pretty good rep right there. Spin move didn't fool him, right? It says, couldn't have been more impressed with North Dakota State University football offensive lineman Gray Zabel in the Senior Bowl one-on-ones. Here are 3 good reps from him at 3 different positions: center, left guard, and right guard. Strong case for interior offensive lineman 1 in this draft and a top 50 pick. I like seeing that.
Yeah, he's a Packer.
I like seeing that top 50. We got to watch the music. We'll be hit with a copyright. Let's start it over from the beginning here, okay? Let's see where he's at. Is he 77? Is that right? I think you're right. So he's playing center right here on this rep. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love it. All right, now he's playing left guard. All right. Oh, he got out in front of his skis, didn't he, Emilio? Watch.
Yeah,
And watch him
kind
recover.
of overplayed it.
Well, he played it. Now look at the left foot, how quick. Bang, right back. Right? And some people go, he's holding. No, as long as you're inside like that, you're okay.
The
Right?
dude turned his back to him. He's asking for a hug. I mean,
The officials are not going to give you that when a defensive lineman turns their back. That's exactly right. So again, great recovery there. And look at him; he just finally gives up.
Good footwork, man. That heel over toe to recover like that. That's huge.
Yeah. Now here he is at right guard. All right, kick out, a little inside move. Oh yes, look at him recover. Let's go. Stayed low too. Did you see him? Kept that lean, right?
Two really good.
I want to see who's that. Virginia.
Who it is?
Yeah, one of them was Virginia Tech, a D line. Let me see here.
This guy right here. Yeah, I'm trying to see the numbers at 96 maybe, or 76. Kind of looks like a 76.
Virginia Tech. Anise Peebles went, and so it's probably him.
All right, so there's that one. Let's go back. Who is this guy right here? What's that helmet there? Kind of hard to tell.
That looks like, man.
I can't tell.
Who?
Perfect drop. Let's see who this guy was here. What do we have here? It's kind of a silver helmet, right?
That looks like a Central Michigan, I think,
Okay.
or Oregon, maybe.
I was thinking Oregon.
College football, Emilio. Let's go. Get on it.
What if that's Tyleek there? Is Tyleek?
It could be Jameer Caldwell if it's Oregon. Oh, and I think actually that other one was a Toledo helmet, Clay.
Okay.
And I think that's Darius Alexander.
That one? Yep, that looks like Toledo. You're right. That looks like Toledo.
Yep, and it looks like a long name, Alexander. Yeah, okay. So we got Darius Alexander, Peebles, and who was the last one? Jameer Caldwell, if it was Oregon. Or it could be Jordan Birch. Or it could be Derek Harmon. No, I'm not sorry. Not Derek Harmon. He didn't go to the Senior Bowl.
But I'm digging this tape, though. My God, man. That dude is his ability to recover, right? And that's from the quick feet. Like I said, he got a little out over skis, got right back under control with the quick feet. Yeah, this he's still in the show. When they say top 50, I get excited because I'm seeing him like top 20. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The way he's performing. So we shall see. It's gonna be fun to see him see it all uncovered. Here we go. Gray Zabel, one-on-ones from day one. Who is this big cat he's going up against here? This is from Billy M on Twitter. Billy M _91. Who does this look like right here, Emilio? Can we tell? Let me go half speed and see if we can figure out who this is.
See what the helmet says here.
You got a name there, don't we? Let's see here. Let's roll it back. Can we see the name? It's a short name. Short name, not short bus like AFAM. Let's
With
see.
a gold helmet. Let's see. D-line.
Tell you what, here we go. It's an F. Can you see it there?
Yeah, hold on 2 seconds. It looks like it's fair and all right. We'll do a little digging here with a gold helmet.
Tim, what do you think about this tape right here, man? Again, watch him recover, dude. All right, watch. He's gonna try to go inside here. Look, he's just holding his own. Quick feet. Look at the feet back outside on the spin.
See, that's what I'm noticing a lot with
Josh,
him. Is it?
Go ahead, Tim. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's the lateral movement, and then also just like the way he is able to recover if he does give up any ground. He's got great recovery. Like you see, some guys will trip themselves up when they try to go heel over toe to catch up, and he just opens the hips and does it so well. And again, playing 3 different spots on the line effectively. I mean, you can't tell me Goody's not, just chomping at the bit right now looking at this tape.
Yeah, this is probably his best rep here. Look at this, Emilio. Guy tries to swim inside, right? Look at that.
I think that's Peebles from Virginia Tech.
Notice how he controls. You can tell the guy's trying to swat and swim. There's a swat and he's going to swim, but look how he controls his left arm where he can't swim. Look, right there.
Yep.
Right? And just pancakes.
So, yeah, it took him completely out of it. I mean, it might have been a little tug on there, but, hey, we're fighting through it.
Yeah, if that is Peebles, that's the real deal right there.
Yeah, I liked him. I really do. I like his tape. But
Nice.
that first guy, Clay, I'm pretty sure it would be Joshua Farmer from Florida
Okay.
State.
That makes sense. Yep, gold helmet. Looks like it starts with a net. Yeah, that's Farmer. So
I mean, look, he gets drove back. His feet stopped, right? And he slid there for a second, but he didn't give up on it. Once he realized he was sliding and had completely stopped, he regained it, ran the feet again. And, I mean, he's got a good base, dude.
and we're showing it in slow motion, right? Let's watch it in regular speed just to see how quick he recovers. It's remarkable. Watch this. This happens fast.
Much. Yep. Slides, catch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Quick feet, man. Quick hands too. Look at the hands. Bang, bang. Get them inside. Reset. Pancake.
Cool.
This is my favorite right here, man. Just controlling that arm so you can't go with the swim move.
The one thing I'm right here is trying to look at it's hard to tell, but just how he's snapping the ball when he's playing center. Because I'm assuming he's probably primarily a guard first, right?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you this though, man. Watch his feet. Watch him slide. Look at the feet, right here. That's pretty, boys.
That right foot dragging the toe. Yeah.
Did you see him snap his arms too? Like when he gets him locked out, right? Snap.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then, yep.
Lock it out. Finish. Love it, man. Yeah. Boys, here we go.
And that's what you're looking for, right? Fundamentally sound type of play out of a possible prospect.
No doubt, man. No doubt about it. All right. Up next, a little more Mike Green here, edge defender out of Marshall. Sean Syed, if I'm saying that correctly, at SYEDSCHEMES on Twitter. Go give him a follow. Really cool tape here. Trying to get the mute button. I don't even see an option down here, boys. We might be in trouble.
There
All right.
you go.
So here he's just going through some drills here. Obviously, Mike Green. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That burst, bang.
Yeah, look at that. Look how he hits that tackling dummy.
That guy didn't see it coming.
Sign him.
In. Let's look at the quickness. He's up top, right? Unless he turned wide all of a sudden. Pretty sure that's him up top. Let's see here, though. A little dip and rip. Dip and rip. Finish strong.
Thick.
Yes, he is. All right, here we go. Woo!
He does have a gun, man. Because I was gonna say, compare in that last video, they were kind of neck and neck there for a minute, but that bend, I think he is just another level.
Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, he's gonna be a lot of fun to see his career unfold, man. I think he's got a lot of potential. All right, here we go again. Ooh, all right, just a little bull rush and disengage, right? Bang. Let's go.
Mhm.
All right, there's a little Mike Green. Just get you guys a little visualization of some of these guys that we're talking about here, obviously. You guys remember we talked about Marcus Weir? Wasn't that a small school? Am I thinking right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Jacksonville State or no?
No, I think it's let me find him real fast.
Montana State.
Yes.
Montana State. All right, cool. This is NFL Draft Files at NFL_DF on X. Marcus Weir is my favorite day 3 lineman in the draft. He's been awesome at the Shrine Bowl. His hand placement and smooth footwork stand out in 1-versus-1s. Let's watch it here. Oh, yeah, nice little rep there. Yeah, I see what he's saying with the hands, too.
Center rep there, too, right off the bat.
Was it? Yep, you're right.
Look at that.
I love that they put these guys to the test like that, man, early.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
Marcus
he's at
Weir.
SMU. Let's see. SMU.
Yeah, where do we have him on the board? Did we even check? I don't want to mess up what you're doing. I see it resorting here and everything.
For who? Weir?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. No, we can redo that.
It's all right.
We had him at 180.
Okay, 180. Got it.
Right, he's actually right below Kobe Bryant, who's 179.
All right, which is another guy that's starting to pick up some steam, name mentioned with the Packers. So this guy says he's a day 3. We got him at 180. That's right? We got him right there.
PFF's got him at 270.
Yeah, so we've got him significantly higher. That's pretty cool. We're starting to
PFF did have him at 256, so I'm glad
Oh, they
that
moved him down. Wow.
that's interesting, isn't it? I wonder why.
Still
So-
4th overall guard, though, on their list.
we'll take it.
All right, I'm going to share the board real quick to give you guys and gals an idea of what we're talking about here. with some of the stuff that we're adding in now. Again, when you see a green, that's a tier 1 position, right? Three tech in this situation here with Mason Graham, who's the top prospect in the draft, according to our board. This red right here is showing you that year specifically he was injured. Okay, so Travis Hunter's down year, you got an explanation, right? He was injured that year. It makes sense. So again, you see the greens. Now you'll notice on some of these you get the cheese emoji. That means they met with the Packers. All right.
Cheese curds make my stomach hurt all the time, but I do eat them though.
So I love that we're doing that. Emilio, we need to see if there's any offensive linemen. I'll do some research as well. Any offensive linemen that have a wrestling background. Like I said, we'll do that little powerlifting emoji or something. That way we know wrestling background. Because Zach Frazier last year, everybody talked about that. Man, he's a background wrestler. Had a great year to the best of my knowledge. So obviously that translates over on offensive line, especially on the interior. And seems like you get more wrestlers that play center. I wonder if that's that hand-eye coordination, being able to snap the ball and hand placement, that type of thing. You know what I mean? But Walter Nolan obviously got the cheese emoji early here. You climb on down the board, or crawl down the board, I should say. And I know we've got a few others. So what you got is Walter Nolan and Kenneth Grant are the top prospects that's got, the Packers visited. Next, you got C.J. West, another defensive lineman out of Indiana at the East-West Shrine Bowl. He's 105 on our board, or 104 on our board. The Packers met with him as well. You go on down the board, you've got Tyler Barron, edge defender from Miami. He met with the Packers as well. He's sitting in a 149 spot. And then the next one is Bryce Cable Due. The cable is due.
Yep.
Easy to remember, right? Offensive tackle out of Kansas. He met with the Packers. Then you got cornerback Corey Thornton from Louisville at the East-West Shrine game, met with the Packers as well. Kobe Bryant, there you go, cornerback out of Kansas at the East-West Shrine Bowl.
But look at Marcus's grades, though. PFF 23, number 1. PFF 24, 4. His big board. And then college big board's the only thing bringing him down.
The only thing bringing him down is where he's projected, right? And I guarantee you it's because he's a small school, right? Montana State. Yep. That's it. That's what they're doing. So he'll be significantly higher on ours. I'm excited about that. Thank you for pointing that out, Emilio. I would have brushed right by it. And then another one is Joe Huber, guard out of Wisconsin. He met with the Packers. I know a lot of Badger fans get excited about that. Nazir Stackhouse, defensive lineman out of Georgia at the East-West Shrine Bowl. He met with the Packers. He's sitting in a 237 spot. The PF. This is the opposite of what we just said was weird. The consensus big board has Nazir Stackhouse at 144, and we've got him at 237, right?
Right. Yep.
So, again, the grades were cheeks, right? So, got to take it into consideration for sure. Next, you got Cam Horsley, defensive lineman out of Boston College. He met with the Packers. He's sitting in the 262 spot right now. The big thing that's bringing him down, consensus big board had him at 356. Next, you got Elijah Alston, edge defender out of Miami. The Packers met with him. We got him in the 283 spot. Again, the consensus big board bringing him down. He was the 56th highest graded edge defender in all of college football.
And the TB is the Tropical Bowl when they met with him.
Appreciate it. There you go. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Jordan Phillips, defensive lineman out of Maryland in the 292 spot. Packers met with him. He's 137 on the big board, but his grades were pretty bad there that brung him down on our board to 292. And then I think we got a few more here. Timothy McKay out of NC State. He's in the 310 spot. Consensus big board and every grade other than 24 brung him down. In 2024, however, he was the 93rd highest graded guard in college football. And then I think we got just a couple more here as we wrap up. B.J. Adams, cornerback out of UCF. Ryan Fitzgerald, kicker out of Florida State. Did we really meet with a kicker, boys?
Yeah, I'll double check.
Tim, me no likey that, Jan. Me no likey that at all. If we fall in love with another rookie kicker and we let McManus go somewhere, Tim, I see the look on your face, sir. Eef is what he said. All right.
Just pay McMoney, man. Just pay McMoney.
That's it.
No, it might not have been on him. We can take that off there, Clayton.
Thank you, Emilio. Emilio, I guarantee you he's over there. He's going, yeah, they did meet with him, but I'm going to put them at ease. I'm just going to pretend like they did.
We did meet with a punter, though.
All right. So we need to take that off, right? kicker?
Yeah, I just fixed
And
it.
you did it. All right. Appreciate you, man. All right. Nick Martin, linebacker out of Oklahoma State. You got Elijah Clark, safety out of Syracuse. And now we're getting way to the bottom of the list, right? Will Shepard out of Colorado, wide receiver.
There's a guy.
Carson Bruner, linebacker out of Washington. He's in the 411 spot. They met with him. Kane Madrano. We got to get some information in for him, but the consensus big board had him at 447. So there you go. Just a little, like I said, update on the board there. Boys, we went way over. I apologize. Apologize to your lady friends. Please tell them I'm sorry. We'll get out of here. Any parting thoughts as we get ready to wrap
up? It's the most wonderful time of the year, isn't it, boys?
Yeah.
It's bowl week, we are getting close. Before you know it, guys will be here in Titletown for the draft. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
What's it, less than 90 days or something like that? So it's closing in fast.
Mandy's got a ticker counting down. She's so excited, dude. She loves Green Bay. So it's going to be a blast. But we'll be back in the morning for Good Morning Lambeau. We thank you all for hanging out with us this evening. Tomorrow, what we'll probably do is look at an article from the 33rd team on the 2025 Shrine Bowl and see who their top performers were here early in the week in practice. And then we're going to do a mock draft using the 33rd team's mock draft like we did Daniel Jeremiah's and do it in real time on the stream. Nice. And say, okay, who's best available, what shook out. Like I said, the big storyline for us is we have multiple guys we really, really liked that we could have took at 23 over Stewart is who Daniel Jeremiah had them taking edge defender there in Green Bay. But it also kind of gives you an idea like James Pierce falling that far, right? There's just little nuggets you want to make these mental notes of why did he fall that far in Daniel Jeremiah's mock? There's got to be something there, right?
Yep.
Same thing will happen here with the 33rd team. And I believe it's, if I remember correctly, I'll just give you the name real quick, who did this mock. It was Kyle Krabs. He's the NFL draft lead over at the 33rd team. So we'll dive into that. Boys, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
All right, Caleb Daniels, thank you for the super chat and the Ted Ginn talk there, man. A little blast from the past. We appreciate you. We'll see you all in the morning for Good Morning Lambeau. Everybody have a great night.
And we go. We out.
Bye, guys.